Hey everybody, I'm just setting up for our Cooking with Evie today. I hope you're ready to cook up a delicious a no-cook recipe. It is actually a raw recipe that is a great healthy substitute for your traditional pumpkin pie. And as we're coming up to Thanksgiving, I know there's a lot of stressful things going on, so it's nice to have something that's quick and easy. You make it, you put it in the fridge, and you don't have to worry about it. It'll come out delicious every time. Stress-free is one of my mottos for this time of year. And in fact, if you're looking for more recipes that will help with stress, I just happen to have my new cookbook out. It is Cooking for Stress Relief. It's a cooking cookbook, but also a plan, because I've included with all of the delicious recipes a very organized shopping list that will help you get in and out of the store very quickly, and a suggested menu plan. So you can just look at this and know every day what you'll be eating. And you can make things ahead of time. I always suggest making them over the weekend so that they're ready. But anyway, let's get on to the recipe. By the way, if you would like to order the cookbook, just look for the link that I put into the comment section for this video. And I'm going to put my phone on silent so we don't get interrupted. So, as I said, this is a no-bake way to have a delicious Thanksgiving recipe. You can find the recipe on my website under the holiday topic of recipes. It's called Pumpkin Pie Mousse. So to get started, what I like to do is put a little bit of a crust on the bottom. So what I've done is I pre-chopped a cup of almonds. I'm going to take out about a tablespoon or two of almonds to dress the top of my mousse when it's done. But I'm going to grab, hopefully I have some melted, yes I do. I have some melted coconut oil here that I just popped into the microwave for a minute just to melt that down. And what I'm going to do is just mix my nuts and coconut oil together using a spoon. Get everything well coated. As you can see here, you can see this is the consistency of the nuts. I'm going to add this now to my serving bowl. If you're doing this in a square pan, it's probably about an 8 by 8 inch square pan. By the way, I was talking about stress relieving recipes. One of the reasons why I call them stress relieving is because not only because they're so easy to make, very much like this one, but because they contain ingredients that, or nutrients I should say, that really do help to naturally reduce stress in the body. And in my cookbook, I actually list out what some of these nutrients are. Some like B6, which help with energy and stress reduction. Omega-3 fatty acids, also very good for anti-inflammation. Inflammation actually can lead to stress, or I should say cortisol, which causes inflammation, is a result of stress. So we do want to reduce inflammation and reduce all that cause of that cortisol being produced. I have now my crust lining the bottom of my tray or my serving bowl. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to take out my mixer. So I find that a high-speed mixer works very well for this, because what we want to do is we want to get all the ingredients nice and fluffy. Let me grab out some measuring cups here. And basically, we're just going to put everything into the blender blend it up and pour it over that crust that we just made. So I want to have, let's see, I have all my ingredients out here. A half cup of raisins. And yes, I'm going to blend those all up. All right, I have some nice organic raisins here. And I'm just going to put a half cup. They're nice and plump and fresh. If they had been more dry, you know, sometimes if you have them open for a while, they get a little dried out. You can always soak these for a little while in some extra warm water and then drain them before you use them. In fact, that is what I'm doing with the second ingredient, which is dates. I'm going to drain those. I had them in some water, just sitting, just to plump them up a little bit to make them easier to blend up. I have a cup of dates, which is about, let's see, let me count them here. 4, 8, 12, maybe about a dozen and a half dates. I'm going to add that in with my raisins. So I have a half cup of raisins, a cup of dates. I'm going to add a half cup of, make sure this, yes, that really is, my chia seeds. All right, let's see, did I take those out yet? No, I did not. Let me grab them real quick. I like to keep my chia seeds in the freezer when I'm not using them. I have some in the refrigerator that I use on a daily basis, but just grab these from the freezer because I knew where they were right away. And looks like I have just about a half cup here, which will be perfect for this recipe. Oh, yep, I wasn't kidding. Wow, that's perfect. And very lucky. All right. And now what I'd like to do is grab some milk. So I'm going to use a non-dairy milk here because this is a non-dairy dish. And I'm going to use almond milk in this case. And this is just a store-bought brand. So I have a half cup, 1 cup, 2.5 cups, I said, right? Yes. Just want to make sure I got it right. Okay. So 2.5 cups of my almond milk. And I don't have any particular brand of almond milk that I like more than others. This one happens to be Trader Joe's, which I like. I like to get the organic if I can when it's available. And from this, I now want to grab my pumpkin. So I actually was able to roast a couple of pie pumpkins, and I have them in my refrigerator. I was actually at a pumpkin smashing, and a couple of these little pie pumpkins came in, so I asked if I could take a couple of them home. I roasted them up. If you want the recipe for how to roast up the pumpkin, just go to my website because I have it there. But I did roast it up, scooped it out, and then I just pulsed it in my food processor to get it nice and smooth. So I'm going to add about 6 tablespoons of my pumpkin, which, you know what, maybe I'll put in a half cup, which is actually 8 tablespoons, but I really do like the flavor of the pumpkin. And since it is pumpkin pie, we really do want to have some pumpkin flavor in there. All right, so I'm adding in my 8 tablespoons, not 8 cups. I half of a cup of my pumpkin. I'm going to add in now 2 tablespoons of my pumpkin spice. I really didn't get out a lot of my ingredients this time, did I? Sorry about that, guys. But I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of my pumpkin pie spice. If you don't have any pumpkin pie spice, it's actually just a mixture of several different spices that you might have in your drawer. You can Google it, or maybe what I'll do is I'll put it up on my website as well, so you have that. It's kind of handy sometimes if you don't have the ready-made mix there, just to be able to put it all together. In addition to my pumpkin pie spice, just because I like cinnamon, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of additional cinnamon. I really didn't get out a lot of these ingredients. I'm running all over my kitchen today. All right. As you can see, I like a lot of flavor in this dish. All right, and then finally, last but not least, I'm just going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. There you go. All right, and here's the beauty of this dish. All I need to do now is just blend it up. So, I grab my, I'm gonna start out low, and then I'll increase the speed. Let me just make sure that all those ingredients are mixed. Give it a little, oh, it is good. So what you're going to find here is as you are mixing this, it's going to get thicker and thicker as it purees. Let me do it one more time and I'll show you just how thick it is. About the noise again. Now, I'm just going to show you. Let me come around just to see if you can see just how thick that is. Can you see the swirls in there? All right. So this is nice, thickened up. This is the filling. That's it. Let me just move my mixer out of the way, or my blender out of the way. And I'll bring back my crust that I made earlier. And I'm just going to pour this right over. Look how nice and thick this is. Can you see that? All right. What do you think? All right. Going to set this aside. There was a little bit left in there. I might put that in a little ramekin on its own for later on. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so good. All right, now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and it's going to thicken up to a nice, satisfying mousse consistency. I'm going to just sprinkle it a little bit with these almonds. Now, if you wanted to, you could have toasted these almonds, which would have given additional flavor. I did not do that. I haven't done that. Maybe I should try it sometimes. I've made this dish many, many times. I can't tell you how many Thanksgivings I have had this on the table. And especially if you have any guests that have any dietary restrictions, this is a nice, safe one. Other than if there's a nut restriction. Because we do have the almonds in here. There we go. All right, and if you want, for a little bit of color, we could put a little bit of cinnamon on top. And there you have it. I am so looking, but you know what? Rather than just ruin this, let me just take a little bit of what was left over in the container. I'll put it into a small little serving bowl so you can really see the consistency of it, even just straight out of the blender. This is even without it chilling, which will let it firm up a little bit too. And the reason it firms up so nicely is because of all the chia that's in there. And not only is chia great as a thickening agent, but it contains a lot of omega-3 fatty acids, and it has a lot of fiber in it too, which, because we do have the dates in here, there is a fair amount of sugar, and the raisins as well. But having all that fiber in there helps slow down the absorption of that. So fiber is a very good anti-stressing nutrient for that reason, that it slows down the uptake of sugar. Sugar is very inflammatory, so we like to balance that out. Not only that, but we have the omega-3s. We're not cooking this, so the omega-3s don't break down. So there's a fair amount of the omega-3, which is an anti-inflammatory nutrient in and of itself. And here we have our mousse. I'm going to try it. Oh my gosh, it's so decadent. Now, this has a very spice-forward flavor. If you don't like that much of the spicy flavors, just add a little bit less. What's nice about this recipe is, because it's not cooked, you can taste it and decide, do you want to add more flavoring to it? It's easier to add more than take it out once it's in there, right? All right, well, good to see you. Hey, Paula, good to see you. Glad to have everybody here. I am going to go and slip this into my refrigerator. I will take a picture of it first so I can post it for you guys. It's so good to see you there. It is such a delicious treat to have on your holiday plate. And again, if you're looking for more ways to relieve stress, check out my cookbook. I put the link in the comment section of this video, and I hope that you enjoy them, and let me know. It's always fun to hear back from everybody. All righty, take care now. Talk to you soon. See you next week. Bye-bye.